Hey guys, what's up? Yes, it's time for prediction. Oh, sorry. It's time for to review. Well, I've been waiting for weeks. It's time to review SMG4's YouTube art, which already just completed. So, let's recap the last few arcs of my opinions firstly before we actually get to the review. I feel like my thoughts on arcs is yeah, I feel like the more rapping arc was kind of sort of the Waluigi arc was more kind of a start of SNG4 being having a bit more continuity, truly where he decided wanted to do continuity. In the past, there was the life of the Goombas, which was previously mentioned in the ship, but didn't go too well. So yeah, this year they decided why not to go give SNG4 for his own show. Oh yeah, right, sorry, wrong script. I feel like Waluigi arc was kind of more of a start of what I like to say the more continuity, truly, where it starts more continuity focused. Yes, and also a lot of callbacks and references there now, but nothing too major usually. During bars were short, but still an experimental. I still think it was pretty good. The anime arc was pretty good actually. I enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite arcs. I only watched it once a bit, maybe. I watch sometimes one or two rewatch like one or two episodes. Mainly the first episode. Yeah, I don't remember much. Yeah, I remember it was a bit of a dark ride, but I feel it was a fun ride. Despite the fact that despite the fact that he never mentioned how YK couldn't just revive Delcy, eh, and that final fight scene. Oh boy, that final fight scene gave me. Oh boy, that fight gave me repressed memories. Like, come, really? Of all the things you pick a dead meme, a dead freaking meme. You know what? I'm just gonna go continue this video before it will just end up becoming a rant on what I. Before I'm becoming a rant, so. So yeah, let's cover the YouTube arc right now. The arc begins with Mario. Those spicy days. It starts with Mario walking in the dark. Turns out he is invited to Snitch Productions. Go SNG Tree by SNG Tree, who was a voice now. And his voice actor is James Bailey, who also was the editor of the who also edited SNG4's videos. Yes. He did voice acting before, mainly for Mario's Magical TV, and the same guy. I thought it'd be funny just to get to pitch the Mario. It's his pain that's stuck in the door. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Just when you look at his Wikipedia page compared to his appearance in the episode. So in the final episode, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So anywho, after which he hosted SMG. After his show, SMG Dr. SMG Tree got cancelled due to ratings. He is not owning himself around the new Stitch production studio productions. We're totally not SNG Tree or Spice Hot Ones. And also doing like gardening as well as having a podcast in the productions. Back at Peach's castle, SMG4 was minding his own business. Then he saw Spicy Ones and getting a lot of views, believing that what SMG3 needs. Then was the reason why he got into the studio. Oh, SMG4 trying to be secrecy, but turns out being but fails. SMG3 he calls his security guys for some reasons. Then we get to a chase sequence after knocking down on the podcast, which caused Isabella and Sans to destroy the entire Snitch Productions. After that, Mario and SMG3 survives and whole destruction. Oh, let's go. Oh, revealing that SMG3 wasn't evil at all. So we do. After all, he wants to be popular, and we get the backstory of him. Now, we've been wondering, it's confirmed in the bloopers SMG4 versus SMG3 that's still canon, and I assume this is just after their mean college. Ending with SMG3 finishing, only to get his balls kicked. Only to kick SMG4 in the balls. It was a good episode. I do feel like this was, yeah, I'm gonna be real honest. The first four episodes were at the time when we didn't know this was an arc, so I'm gonna treat the first four episodes as more of where I didn't know this was an arc, and yeah, this was at the time when this was not a new arc, and they only announced it like 6 episodes in. In yes, 6 episodes into the whole thing, and yet we actually get to an arc. So yeah. Next, we get to Mario Gets Woke. It's about Mario finding a YouTube remote that Suzanne Wojcicki, which for some reason people can pronounce our freaking last name right in this universe. Actually, I dropped the remote by a large coconut ball of and hijinks ensue. Mario ended up actually breaking yeah until Mario accidentally breaks the remote luckily fix it. It's the YouTube remote. However, Wojcicki found Mario and chased him down to 3 different games, and ended up meeting the credit universe. Dr. Kawasaki. So it turns out that the god in that universe was just someone else, really. Susan Wojcicki and I'm just gonna for now just call it Susan since for some reason everyone can pronounce Wojcicki right for some reason. After having a game of Pong, Susan decided to get her remote back, and Dr. Kawasaki proceeds to return Mario back to 23, undoing the damage he did it while talking with Mario about along the white to the white portal. It was good, and at the time this wasn't like I said, it was a good episode, and I do feel like it did undo most events, but it didn't do it all. Now we get to I can't believe it's not. Next on our list is I can't believe it's not SMG4. We begin with the SMG4 gang. I call them that because I don't really call them the glitchy gang. Yeah, this is I haven't typed out the script. I just really want to get this review out of the way. I already finished the script anyway, so playing Jenga until Mario shows up. The ruins it just to show that he's going to be auditioning for an upcoming play at the theater. At the theater, we see a bunch of auditions. It was judged by Chromasis. Sorry if I pronounced his name right. Mario gets the part because it's obvious. And next we get to a bunch of characters we will have to talk to later. Yeah, let's introduce some of these new characters that I had to get through. So we get to SMG4 version of Belle from Meta Runner. I will cover that show when I got nothing else to do, and since it's also getting a season 2 coming soon this fall, I might talk about it more, but not now. Next is, oh my god. It's Bookins, the brother to Fishy Bookins. And honestly, I don't really like him. For me, because he feels like a dare character, just to be a brother character, and he's the less funny version of Baby Yoda of this group. With Baby Yoda, at least he feels better, and okay, Jub is not as bad as Jeffrey from SML. Oh, but I feel they should have him as a one-off character, as he doesn't have much comedy potential than the others. Just other than just slapstick, and a show where people can tell jokes and make slapstick. We're up the Scarecrow, who's on mute, but have a text-to-speech device, but only horn lines that tries to be funny. Me then Jub. Yeah, at least Rob tries to be funny, at least. Yeah, I already covered Jub and Rob in like a previous SMG4 review video, but I decided to cover them here also for those who only want to watch the arc review. A brand new character named Wimpa, basically it's that opposite Psycho, a Luigi Idol, and a watermelon headgear for some reason. Okay, yeah, there's a good reason. After the con is rehearsed, so the play suddenly begins. The SMG4 gang are watching the play. The play begins, and it turns out to be a massive retelling of the Waluigi arc, the anime arc, and for some reason Mario his pain is stuck in the door, but with a button instead. After the play ends, he rages as the production play. So he decided. Yeah, I was trying to check my editing before I did this one. More for editing. Maybe I should give myself a day to edit at least everything for these videos I ever started and reread half the scripts. Anyways, SMG4 decided why not to screen the sneaks into the behind the play, and turns out coronavirus was SMG3 the whole time. SMG4 came and defeated him, escalating in a sort of fight. Mario stops the fight and calls a ceasefire, ending with Mario going, and then both of them going their own ways. And following Mario, both of them. Then we get to Super Mario Arcade. Susan Wojcicki has some unfinished business with Mario. After the events of the U-Tour mode, sends him to classic arcade video games of the 80s and 90s. Also, great guy, but yeah, that's gonna be sort of important. Okay, before anyone so far, well, I do feel like it felt like sort of Mario Cafe and maybe a bit of Mario Carnival, but I feel like the first 4 videos, unlike those videos, I feel like the first 4 episodes of the arc is more setting up for a bigger arc. What's to come? We stop at to the internet graveyard. We begin with Luigi listening to music, and then suddenly copyright ID comes to this guy and takes Luigi to the internet graveyard. Meanwhile, then Mario sees that means, then gets saved by a mysterious man, then proceeds to attack Mario and Luigi. But after performing a Naruto run, the mysterious man regains his memories and tries to be Axel. Axel told his backstory, how he got into the graveyard, and the internet engraver was broken. It was the content ID dragged him during his YouTube remote, and he spent the last 3 weeks there, going insane. By all the different memes. As Mario was going to talk about the broken Equator, suddenly all the army of Uganda Knuckles, but they were all defeated by tampons. What are these tampons made of? TNT? Suddenly, Luigi says that the SMG4 episodes gets weirder and weirder. Seems so to me every other week to an SMG4 episode. Mario wants to see if it's candy, only to realize it's not. After Axel shows his anime, it's Mario Luigi, I don't think anyone would even watch that for anime. Your free anime. Imagine you get like 200 cents mountains. As if there was a way to get home, and Axel said the only way to get home is to make a dead meme relevant again. We'll see that dead meme be relevant again after this episode ends. However, it's impossible. But Mario knows a guy, and it's SMG4 with memes, and they're gonna get Wi-Fi connection. Only get in Starbucks near the temple. So they adventure to the nearby Starbucks in the temple. And the adventure they see various dead memes as well as YouTubers just forgotten, but I was the only one to see what they are doing nowadays. Ray William Johnson is doing music now. Fred is doing a different channel named Lucas, and possibly being gay. I hope none of my gay or lesbian YouTubers are at home with the LGBT community doesn't attack me for saying that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that. Yeah. Okay, let me try this again. Fred doing in a different channel named Lucas, and let's see. And his previous channel has been more into other content after the whole Korean thing. Annoying Orange lost some chick is still around. That's probably as late. And FPS Rushes does podcasts now, but doesn't do dumb videos. They finally reached the temples and asked the ancient protectors for the Starbucks access. Yes. But only to hit Pingus. The rest actually says them and everything to get to the Starbucks cafe. They decided to revert the Harambe meme. And they decided to use that. Simply escape it. Yet even there was mentions of that. And ask what? Why they're ask it internet. So yeah, it was a success and they made it back to the SMG4 world. I say SMG4 world and not the real world as there's already a real world. If you haven't watched the 200 video, whether Mario was in real life or something, you'll probably get what I'm talking about. SMG4. Or as how they got in the internet graveyard. And it but Mario's gonna about to, but Mario needs to take a shit. Take a dump. It ends with Harambe flying out to the sunset. And SMG4 basic things of a flying gorilla would make a great mobile game. By the way, yes, I know that's a thing, but still. Okay, I will also want to say some things. This is the last time we'll see Axel for this arc. I'm betting they're going to save it for future videos, post-arc videos. Yeah, this is the last time we'll see Axel in this video. After that, we never see him again after this video ended. And yeah, we would never see him again right after this video ends. Yeah, it's kind of weird how we never see or mention anything again. Alright, let's get back to the whole arc. Yeah, like I said, let me just quickly summarize. We never see Axel ever again after this arc, but I think they're staying out for post-arcs. So let's rewind back to Mario versus YouTube. Yeah, we begin with a flashback pretty much. It's an entire flashback episode. We begin with the anti-cast assembling SMG3 and planning to steal the YouTube remote. To fake Snitch Productions after getting the anti-cast getting their assigned roles, but Mario doesn't want to do this plan at first. But it reminds himself of Greg, Steph, Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Greg's death is one of the weakest reasons for Mario to join. And like, he was used for a meme. Okay, in my defense, and it's Greg didn't do much other than cameo after the Area 51 video. And if he had done more main or major roles, or had someone who had done more, or had someone who had actually done more in major roles than Greg, then I would have been sad. If you say anything what about Delcy, I think she had to make about the same or more appearances than Greg, and then played more roles in the anime art than Greg. Even though there are many things to use as respawns, but they were never used or they were never mentioned, and they were never explained why they're never used. Here's a better reason for Mario to join SMG. Mario for SMG to join. I'll give you a bunch of spaghetti. I'll give you a bunch of spaghetti if you help me. I'm in! Okay, what if you want a short version? I feel like if Greg had done more main or major roles, or at least had more character development, I would actually feel empathy for his death. And yeah, I kind of wish they had more him being playing main, major, or at least had more character development with Mario at least to show that he actually cares for him, instead of this scene, instead of his death. So I would feel for his death. That's my only complaint I had with this arc is using Greg's death for Mario to move on the plot, using a pointless character to move on the plot. Like, I could have ran all day, but honestly, I kind of wish they used someone else for this instead of Greg. I kind of, like I said, I kind of wish they used someone actually. Like I said, I kind of wish Greg had more main major roles or even more character development with Mario to actually care for his death. So yeah. Alright, let's just move on. Where was I? Oh yeah. Anyways. So he was joining it. They managed to sneak in YouTube headquarters. Sure, maybe it's here, but it will be reported for later. When they get to the YouTube remote room, only three of them manage to get to the YouTube remote room: Mario, SMG3, and Jub Jub. Susanna turns into a Barty-shaped creature, decided why not. Crew who made this yeah, defeated as Susan, but gets banned on it's a ban number on them, as well as the result of the gang getting kicked out of the building. SMG3 was disappointed, but Shroomy and his demon hunter persona, yeah, for wondering, it didn't wonder at SMG3 that he was a demon hunter in his past life. I see. You can see how destructive and crazy this thing is in the demon in the fungus among us. Recommend checking that video out before to at least show how truly deadly demon hunter Shroomy can be. He gives the remote an SMG3, reveals his true plan. Destroy SMG4 for once and for all. Realizing Mario is a stitch to his plan, summons the content ID to send him to the internet graveyard, while the rest of the anti-cast the SMG3 into tyranny. I think it was tyranny. In tyranny. Oh yeah, I'm just editing the script right now to mainly just go with so you can read a better version of what I. Yeah, some of. Then again, I don't know why he wanted to go kidnap Luigi. Oh wait, I can see why he wanted to kidnap Luigi. We cut back to the 25th of July. After the events of the Internet Graveyard, Mario recaps the entire events of how he got into the Internet Graveyard. SMG4 was nervous that SMG3 would told me do anything with it to confirm the intentions are true. With the remote, yet the ending with SMG4 getting the rest of the gang to stop SMG3 and the anti-cast. You know what's weird? They announced the arc just 6 episodes in. We get to SMG4 deleted. Begins with SMG4. It begins 2 weeks later with the anti-cast. Except for anti-Shroomy. Yeah, I'm not gonna call him by that name. I'm gonna call him Demon Hunter Shroomy since that sounds cooler than anti-Shroomy. I think mainly because it's the same character and Demon Hunter Shroomy sounds much better. Preparing to stop his plan to stop SMG4 by preventing their glitchy gang even to meet Mario. The remote was basically a time travel plot. Yeah, they used time travel pretty much. They demonstrate by using Frank, who disappeared in the SMG. Though for some reason we should also. Yeah, they forgot him after the arc ends. I hope you gonna hope it comes back in the video too. Unless they re-upload the video, but who disappeared in SMG3? SMG3. He assembled everyone for the moon beginning from 2011 to 2018. But for some reason, Luigi's first video wasn't used and was never used. I'm probably getting they want to go for a birth appearance, but come on, you gotta use his first appearance to actually make. Come on, you could have just Photoshop him in or something like that. Oh well. Yet, the SNG tree assembled everyone to basically rewrite history, but SMG3 and the Kuchi gang, and yeah, this is, I really need to re-edit a lot of the scripts later, comes in and tries to stop, but Anti-Shroomy already, they try and travel to their first appearances. I still don't get why his first appearance was never used to be, it was never used, and gone after them. One by one they fall. And they have been in Dino stats out their existence. Okay, yeah, I noticed they were to the internet existence or internet graveyard. Fishy's case, but for Fishy. So Fishy's is a black hole. Yeah. Also, I like to and I do really like the part where they recreate the account loss with the old style with the SNG tree. And ending with SMG with Mario leaving sadness that follows the Gucci gang. Kind of fun and kind of funny. After that, people act like these are the videos where they have been acting and like the video has been altered. I like to play along like a character who still plays like remember the glitchy gang and everyone talking about the anti-cast and thinking they're the original. And this is SNG channel for a week. Yeah. So then we get into a totally normal SMG4 episode. The episode begins with everything was just a dream, except it was not. The glitches it's starting acting and then fuzzy glitches to their end as becoming deformed. Yeah, SMG3 revealed morphs into SMG4 morphs into SMG3 as he was the one who deletes his friends. Turns out out of existence. Okay, whatever will be revealed there in the news graveyard, but Mario tries to attack him, but SMG3 pauses. Yeah. SMG3 welcomes his viewers to his channel now, tries to be SMG for years, but didn't go as planned. And calling them the worst cast ever. Except for Melody, which who does really well despite being a watermelon. SMG3 demands to be better, then SMG4, then credits roll. Back at someone back at some back at the back. Someone in the back at the void. Someone who thinks about food right now. SMG4 and Susan and with Jisky. I was the only one who's surprised to actually know. Surprised that I'm the only one who person. Yeah, we got our last name right. Yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna have most of the script. I need to go read on it. Tell Mario that the glitchy gang is okay and are on the internet graveyard now. For how Susanna got here, SMG3 pretty much. SMG3 pretty much is aware that she's that her rather that her debut appearance. And what happens? Free Mario and open go back to the SMG4 world. And SMG back in SMG4's world, SMG3 was still upset that is upset at the first video that as a and the doll this kid. Then Mario comes back. Like SMG attention, which leads to a chase sequence, which is quite funny, and I want to spoil the scene. After Mario tackle goes into the rooftop, he tells Mario it is over, only to realize the Luigi doll was on the Wii U remote, and then the copyright ID he's cracked has Mario and sent him back to the internet graveyard. At the internet graveyard, the gang was waiting for Mario. He arrived, and he arrived asking him if he had an SMG3's remote. He managed to pickpocket. And ending with SMG4 same returns home and starts a revolution. Glitchy revolution. We arrive to the end, just like the Waluigi ends. We end with the War of the Fatalities. 20. We begin with a recreation of the intro to SMG to Super Mario 64. What a glitchy gang of they finally be free and they're happy until SMG3 saw them and uses the U2 remote, but SMG4 uses Susan as a JoJo stand, ends up defeating SMG3, but only using the factory reset. Sorry. On the room, excuse me. And oh yeah, excuse me again. And the spirits decided to present a job of all people and decided to help with this year, and it was team based. And we get to the following challenges. So the first challenge was kicking JoJo. And Mario kicks it, but she can't do it, and Rob doesn't have legs. Second challenge was for some pronouncing Susan's last name right, which is Wichinski for those wondering. But for some odd reason, SMG4 user it doesn't want to. And to pronounce her last name right, which I don't get it. I would even the text to speech stuff. 3rd being who can say Luigi multiple times. 4 being who can cook. Maggie, how to cook. Maggie, teaching Maggie how to cook without dying. 5th, who can beat Melee Fox. You know how that but you expect what's gonna happen. And we're getting beaten by Melee Fox. 6, who can survive Axel's anime. Surprisingly, it's alright. That's a bit interesting. 7, who can do the most legal thing without getting caught. 8, it force Maggie to watch anime. 9, who can do the backwards ladder? Yeah, I know the backwards ladder. 5 facts. And 10, I'll get a date, get a girlfriend. 11, try to steal Heavy Sandwich. Which, instead of killing them, yeah, instead of killing them, they decided to sing a song. Yeah, at least on some of these lines, I have enough time to actually fully edit the script. Yeah, if someone I might release the script one day on like a drop zone or something for those who really want to download the file, as well as you want to rewrite the script for me and send it back to me. Sure, go ahead. Please don't send me the Gods Unreal Virus website, please. Oh, by the way, the song is real, by the way. It's an actual real song. You can actually look up the sandwich song online, the Tier 2 sandwich song. 12. Who can beat a man in Wii Sports? For some reason, that means still alive. 13. Survive the giant Wario head. 13. Oh, sorry. 14. Sorry, I think sorry, at the time of recording, I was a little. Yeah, I didn't have the script yet, and yeah, I should have did this script prior to this video. Yeah, Alright, back to the continuation. 14. Beating Steve in a 1v1 in Minecraft. 15. Helping Toad and Toadette's relationship. Yeah, didn't go too well. 16. Who can make the spiciest memes? Can make a spicy memes other than SMG4. 17. Who can be the best teleport in 24 hours. 18. Who can lift the biggest SMG4? But just use bodybuilders pretty much. 19. Listening to the entirety of the monologue, which was just meaning to you get the remote out of Jub Jub. And the final round is another rap battle. Okay, as much as I'm okay with the rap battles, I feel like I kind of wish for this year, I kind of wish it was an all-out assault, all-out attack, all-out war, or 1v1 match, as I felt the rap battles are getting repetitive when it makes me feel like I missed the earlier years of 2015 and how based years of pre-2015 of Innings of War or the Fat Italians. But I do feel like I feel the rap was good this year. I do feel like the raps are good. I just feel like I really want to break from them pretty much. I do, anyways. So I do real. I don't remember this line. I don't remember. I do realize that might seem, but I don't remember this line. Anyways, so after defeating SMG3, after that rap, Mari, SMG3 gets in the graveyard. The rap. The anti has it. Apologize. Nice. Susan. It will still demonetize his videos, but only let as Maggie gets a new voice. Yeah, that was during the rap battle, but I'm sure that's gonna be I hope it's temporary because unless it's permanent, then I'm hoping they. But I want to bet they're going to. Excuse me. I'm betting they're gonna add another Inkling character to the whole gap. Then again, it was foreshadowed a little bit, but I'm betting it's just gonna be temporarily her. I'm going to mainly because it just feels off to without an Inkling character in the show. I'm used to Maggie's appearances for maybe during 2018 and 2019. I was used to Maggie being as an Inkling, and while I do feel like her voice was the only resemblance, without her being fully English, fully human, I just feel it's feeling off. I hope there's another Inkling character or some. I hope that the SMG4 is planning to add another Inkling character or an Octoling or whoever, or turn that Melody into an Inkling herself. As I kind of felt it feels a bit off, to see this character. It just feels what I like to say off for me to see her as fully human, and I just miss her. I just feel it's a bit off. I've been used to Inkling her. I've been used to her being an Inkling, and I get used to her as a human, but I just kind of miss, mainly missing you. I get they want to move on, but I'm betting they're going to add another Inkling character. There's going to be another Inkling character to fill in the gaps. Or maybe in about a year or two. Maybe some at some point, but oh well. But then again, that's just my opinions for now. It's my excuse me. It's my opinions for now. I hope it's temporary. Then again, Wiki says it's going to be permanent, but I will see. Oh, and our voice actress, Lizzie Freeman. No relation, and who does English dubs? Yeah, I actually remember looking at her IDB page, and she also did JoJo as well. She did also be there from JoJo. Yeah, sure. We're for JoJo, and it's nice to but yeah, she's pretty much for the most part an English dub voice actress, pretty much. Anywho, everyone decided to go home, and the arc ends with SMG3 being in the internet graveyard, doing our podcast with dead memes. Also, excuse me for my cough earlier. I'm betting this is the last. I'm betting this he will. I'm betting he will come back, as I don't feel like it's kind of feels off to basically kick him out permanently. Stuck as him. I'm gonna bet they're gonna find a way to bring him back, possibly in the next arc or anything. Since next year is gonna be the 10-year anniversary of SMG4, that's my predictions for now. My best for now. Probably to come back soon for Revenge or the next arc, as I really feel like the last. This is not the last time we'll see it. To see him. Anyways, just at the time of this recording, the SNG, there's new merch. There's new merch, which a yearly shirt that with a glow in the dark variant, and a golden keychain, and a job chip for those who wants a stress reliever. Quick, it's gonna be a limited time only. Mr. Chapter wasn't a limited time only, so I can actually constantly beat it up. The rap is also going to be on iTunes and Spotify. Also, there's also going to things that's going to be here in the bright future. Here for glitch protections, which I'll talk about in a separate video. With the script being over, and with all that being said, let's give you my personal thoughts of the arc itself. Personally, I'm going to say it was overall a pretty good, but overall it was a pretty good, but arc. I really overall think it was a really good arc, and I do really like this arc. Arc. It's me. Yeah, it was a pretty good arc, and I do feel like overall was pretty good. My complaints a little bit were a bit minor, but I'll just say it real quick. I do feel like Greg didn't really do much to motivate more. I do feel like Greg's death was a bit less impactful from an audience standpoint. Maybe for character, but from an audience standpoint, I didn't really find it well. I'm betting Maggie's voice is going to be not permanent. I'm going to bet they're going to not going to make it permanent unless they're going to, but I hope it's just going to be temporary, or at least have a new Inkling character. And I bet there's going to be a new Inkling character, to be honest. 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 And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's pretty good. I do feel like, while I do feel like like I said, I felt like the first 4 videos of the arc were more filler, but and didn't really go anywhere. And though we do see some references later, I do feel like the first 2 episodes more goes with the idea, goes with more things that's going to happen, with more setting up things. I do feel like the episodes after feel. I felt like the first 4 the other 2 felt a bit filler, but it was more setting up some. I do feel like Super Arcade would felt mostly filler, but at least would more set up something for Greg's death and mostly Mario's motivation to get revenge on Susan. Like I said, I find it to be honestly one of the weakest reasons for Mario to join, but just as it doesn't spaghetti and you'll actually agree to it. I do really feel like the arc really begins with, but yeah, the first 4 at least tries to set up at least, so I'll give it a pass for at least trying to lead up to the events. I feel like the Re-Internet Graveyard is where it truly begins, but overall, I think the episodes and everything and whatnot were good. And I do really like the more. And yeah, overall, SMG3. Overall, the YouTube arc was pretty good. 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 And yeah. So yeah. Anyways, excuse me, I'm off to go watch Glitch Tech or whatever I need to go watch. So yeah. Bye.